All right, hey guys, Jason here. We're going to be talking today about this bad boy right here and this value of this thing. Okay, we're going to dive in deep, but we also hit the bases for you and then we're going to test it. But what this is a power station. Okay, what do you use power stations for? Way more than you think you do. And now again, since I've been doing all this different camping stuff and setups for that and things of that nature, I wanted one. I reached out to these guys. They happened to tell me too, this was a few months ago, and they told me they got a brand new one coming out that's not even released yet, and it actually releases today, as I'm recording this, January 15th, is when this goes live, okay? And this is by Oupes, this is what they do is power stations, mega. We're talking big power stations, little power stations. Many of you guys have heard of others like a Jackery. This is like a Jackery on steroids kind of thing. This is a top shelf type unit for these kind of things and what it's capable of doing, and we're gonna dive into it and look at it. This is the Exodius 1200, okay? This is 1200 watts. This is a 992 watt hour battery that's in here. Think about that. That's basically 1,000 watt hour battery, and this is a LiFePO 4 lithium battery in this thing, pure sine wave inverter. This thing is basically a generator. Is what it is. That you don't have to put gas in, you don't have to put oil in, you don't have to start it, you don't got to maintain it, clean carbs, do anything to it. It recharges. This thing will charge itself in 72 minutes from dead to 80%. Okay, kind of think like Tesla. It'll take, I think it's 2 hours and 13 minutes or something like that to get to 100%, but 0 to 80 in 72 minutes. That's very impressive for what you're getting out of this. This thing will run everything that you can think of. Let's look at it from a camping, and I'm going to show you examples of some stuff. I got a whole pile of stuff behind me we're going to run through this thing and test. Things that'll blow your mind too in a camping scenario that are handy. But when we look at this thing here, I got some notes right here too. Camping, obviously. Okay, so many different uses for this thing in a camping type scenario, from charging my phone, running my laptops, redoing and charging all my camera stuff. We got 10 ports on this whole thing so I can charge a ton of stuff at one time. The display on here is always telling me what's going on. We'll show you that, but it tells me how many minutes I got remaining on the amount of wattages it's putting out. We got all kinds of stuff. I can run heaters on this. You can run a diesel heater from it. I can put a TV and a light and a heater and run them all in my tent at one time on this thing if I wanted to. So very valuable. And again, 72 minutes to charge back up if you plug it into an AC outlet, okay? Or even like if you're to plug it into a generator, something like that, and charge this thing. It charges quickly. That's very, very impressive for what it is. It's also incredibly lightweight. It has a handle on it. 23 pounds. Okay, it weighs about as much as a regular little, I don't even want to say a battery because many of you guys haven't lifted a LiFePO battery, but it's not heavy. Not heavy at all. 23 pounds. Doesn't weigh much at all. And size-wise, not bad. We got a carry handle right here on the back. Makes it nice and easy. We got our fan on that side. This side, we have our solar charger. So if you wanted to run solar panels, you can. And it's got fast and slow charging for solar panels, 300, 600 watt. Right there, you got the AC plug right there. And it comes with a AC plug for you that plugs in right there. We have a circuit breaker right there in case you overload it, and we have a 12 volt charger so you can charge it from your car or your vehicle and recharge it that way too. You can also run solar and AC at the same time. You can do a lot of different things with this, and you can even charge this from another LiFePO 4 battery if you bought the right hookup and connections for it and double the output of it. So so versatile. But camping scenarios, obviously endless possibilities we can do in camp. Tailgating. Okay, you guys go tailgating. You can run all your power through this thing and not worry about dead batteries on your car and do so much more than your car battery can with an inverter hooked up. Your alternator can't keep up sometimes. They max out at 800 watts, things of that nature. This thing is a beast. 1,200 watts running. Okay, you got 1,500 watt boost, and you got a 36, what was it, 36, what did I say in here? 3,600 watt surge power. Let that sink in. 3,600 watt surge power. Compare that to a lot of generators. So very impressive unit for what it's going to do from a company that specializes in this stuff. So very impressive. And also I will say right now, there'll be a link down below for you, but because this just launched today on their website as I'm recording this, this was supposed to be here a few days earlier so I could get this review out before it launched. But the problem is not the problem with Oupes. But the problem was with FedEx, who sent this thing. It sent it from wherever it was coming from to South Carolina, back to North Carolina, to South Carolina, from there, 3 different corners of Georgia before it got here, so it was delayed. I don't know what FedEx was doing. That's how FedEx works a lot of time. You know how FedEx is. So that was the issue there. So it took a few extra days to get here, but they're running a deal on this where you get it for half price from now till February 14th as a launch for this new smaller version compared to what they normally make. And you also get a 5% discount code on here. I'll have both linked below. That 50%, this is $6.99. 50% off takes it down to $350. The 5% more takes it down to like $314. This is a $700 power station. Okay, let that sink in. They gave me this for free. I will admit, I'm saying that out there for sure, but I reached out to them because I wanted this. I wanted one of these for my camp stuff to be able to use. They got Jackery, you got a bunch of them out there. They're all pretty good. This one was the one I specifically wanted from what I reviewed and learned about this company. I like what we're dealing with here. And again, my knowledge on these is more minimal. This is my first power station, but this one had the specs and the details I want. So we get that. Now, as far as unboxing, I'm not doing an unboxing, but I will show you that the box that it came in is right here, and it's got details on both sides, shows you what it is, shows you so you're there, and then it's bagged, nicely bagged. Your owner's manual, your stuff come in a nice bag, but the key thing is this: it is packaged perfectly in here. So this box is beefy and thick, and so is the level of the way this is packaged with plenty of space around it. So as many of you guys are wondering, the quality of the packaging, phenomenal. Straight up phenomenal. Does a great job. So, but this thing has got it all. It's going to do it all. It's got it all covered here. Now, what are some of the things that you can run off of this? Again, obviously camp stuff, but let's think about the other aspect too. In one way, and after we do that, we'll talk about a way that some people that never get to go camping, unless they're in a campground, can now enjoy that and do that because of the fact of this as well too. So, but with this thing, and then it's got home use also. But so we got camping, tailgating. What about power outages? Power outages are huge. Now, many people have generators, but this is pure sine. What does that mean? It means we can run medical equipment. CPAP machines, things of that nature can all be done on this. Can even be used as a backup surge protector, power station battery backup for a lot of things on here too, but you can use it for that. Beach use, again, only being 23 pounds, it's nothing to grab this thing and carry it, take it with you, the handle on there, carry it right out to the beach with you, set it up while you guys are having a beach day, and you guys can all charge your phones. You could run TV out there if you want to watch the game while the kids are in the water. You can do whatever you want to do. Set up your little beach tent and do things, but you have that power here for you for anything you want to do with that. But you can make your coffee. Think about that. In boondocking scenarios where you're camping in the wilderness, not campground type settings, but you want to go camp somewhere, whether it's, rooftop tent or regular tent camping, you can go along the river anywhere you want to and set up, and you can run coffee, you can run your hair dryer, you can run a fridge, you can run your portable fridge in the car. In a power outage, I can run my refrigerator off this, I can run freezers off of this, and I'll give you a time thing. I found a website that showed some of the times that we can expect out of this. And I'll show you that. But fridges, freezers, phones, batteries, heaters. I'll show you an example of a heater, laptop, lights, heated blanket. If you're camping and you want to run a heated blanket in there, you can run a heated blanket. Some of those showers that heat up automatically with electricity, so you get that hot shower instantly. Those diesel heaters, like I said. So many different things that you can use this unit for to make your life easy. And again, no gas, no oil, no carbs following up, no motor burning out anytime randomly because it just decided it's at the end of its life, which generators do all the time. We know that. Maybe you don't know that, but generators, the inverter generators, they seem to last quite a bit longer because they run at lower RPM than the conventional generators. But generators, remember, I spent 25 years bow fishing out of bow fishing boats, and I've watched many times as you're sitting there and you're 5 miles off, out there along from where the boat launch is, and you're ready to shoot, and all of a sudden, your generator died. Okay, it happens at any random time they want to. Generators just die. Sometimes it's at 1,000 hours. Sometimes it's at sometimes it's at 5,000 hours. Whatever the case is, but when they go, done, just like that. Something like this, Gonna keep going and going and going. There's nothing mechanical to this, and there's no heavy weight. So it's a beautiful system. So let's dive in here. Let's take a look here and see what we got on here and tell you what we can use this for. Then I'm gonna show you some examples and we'll dive into it. I wanna make sure I hit on all the highlights I wanted to on this. I told you about the 4 charging methods, 23 pounds for this dude, 3,500 charge times that you can use this for. Let the reality of that sink in. And 10 ports on it on the front, and I think I hit, but yeah, 992 watts. So 1,000 watt-hour setup with up to 36 surge, 1,200 running. Boost mode takes it up to 1,500, and that pretty much covers the stuff I wanted there. Now that list that I have here. So this is just a website I found that had some of that stuff on here. And now this one is for 1,000 watt-hour, which is basically what this is. So figure about the same thing. But so here's some timelines. Okay, a recommended time, what do we got here? So we got car charger, 14 hours you can run. Hang on, where am I at? Let me get back in here. All right, so where's my list? Right here, 600 watt refrigerator. You can run it for 1.5 hours, 1.5 hours on this, so you could get that cold. Now remember, this is it's a battery, basically is what it is. It's a big battery. So it's not like a generator. It's not producing more power or creating power. It's using power that you have stored inside of it. CPAP machine, 21.2 hours of use out of this. So, if you want to go camping, and you want to go remote and you're using a CPAP machine, you can bring your CPAP machine with you and run it in camp. And again, and you can get a couple days out of it. You can probably get three days of, 3 nights of sleeping out of this on a CPAP machine. And if you brought a solar or another Life Pro battery with this, you could actually get more time out of it and run that longer. TV, it'll run a TV, a 100 watt TV, it'll run it for 8.5 hours. Lights, obviously it'll run lights, a light bulb in here you can run for 85 hours. Electric blanket for 9 hours. Portable speaker if you want to jam one, 17 hours. Ice maker for 6 hours. Portable cooler, the things that you have for overlanding, things like that, 28.3 hours. Crock pot for 4 hours. Dehumidifier, 17 hours. Blender, 2.8 hours. Remember, blenders put out some power. Mini fridge, 8.5 hours. So like I said, you can run this thing pretty hardcore. It'll run a laptop for 8.5 hours. Router for 141 hours. Coffee pot for 1.5 straight hours if you need to. So you get a lot out of this. A refrigerator, for a small refrigerator, 3 hours. So you can see the value of this thing. I can use it in camp and charge my phone. I can have my phone charger plugged in. I can recharge my battery packs for my camera stuff. I can actually have my cameras charging in it, and I can have my laptop running, and I can have a heater going in camp and do all of this stuff in my Kodiak canvas tent right from this unit. See what I'm saying? Beautiful. A lot of power, a lot of capability to this. So let's show you how this thing works. So we power it up, hit the power button. There it is right here. We have how many hours it says I got right now because there's no load. We're at 64%. It says a tag right on here on the side of this. It says that we can take off now, but this tag says that you should discharge it fully before recharging it so that you get it all the way down there. Discharge it. It says for optimal performance, fully drain and recharge on the first use to preserve battery life. We suggest charging the battery every 3 months. This will be friendly to the battery cycle and extend the battery life. So we're going to let it run. Well, this is what it came at, 64%. 37 hours right there tells you your load that's going to be on here. You got all this stuff, and in there, when you look at the owner's manual, it will show you what is going to be happening on this screen so that you can see what these modes mean and what your different things that are going to pop up on here are, so you can actually identify them if you want to, which when you get one, you will see that's there, but you have all kinds of lights and bells and whistles and things that are going to happen on this thing for you. So beautiful setup. Let's see how it'll do, okay? How about this for in camp? Your wife. Think about this. Or the power's out, any of that stuff, but in camp, you know, again, if you're at a campground, you have access to stuff because you got a shower house, things of that nature. But how nice would it be in camp to actually be able to run a hairdryer? So we put this in here and we can literally run a hairdryer. You can see it running here. 1,215, 1,216 watts. There it is going. I got 32 minutes of use if I want to keep this thing going. Okay, so that's go to low and get less out of there so you can see. But very nice that you can do things like this. What about heaters? Okay, we take a little heater that I could run pretty much all night long and let this thing run underneath my, as you know what I plan to do with it is put this underneath my cot so it blows. If my cot is here, my head's here, this is gonna blow right underneath my cot and heat me from below. We take this thing, we plug this in right here like this, we turn it on, okay, and it's gonna tell us on here. Okay, it's gonna heat up, it's figuring out the wattage it needs. It's going. 250, 244. It's saying we got 2 hours of run time still on this thing like that. Just running this will tone itself down. See, it's starting to drop down, toning down as it gets heated up. It's going to go down, that'll go up. But we're running that little heater on there, which puts out a lot of heat. So you can run this type of thing on there. Microwave. We take a microwave. You want to make your popcorn when you're in camp. Here's our microwave. Here's the one we use all the time. We make our popcorn with, all that kind of stuff. We plug this in right here to it. You can have it right in camp. Open that, close it, let's turn it on for a minute, and we're gonna hit go. And you can see this thing working. But we are now running our actual microwave, and we can make popcorn right in camp. So like I said, endless possibilities with the appliances that you can run on this system with this thing. It's just gonna keep going and going and doing it. You can see wattage has dropped down, 1200 watts on this, but we can keep cooking and keep right on working away with this. That's the beauty of this system. You can run basically any appliance that you can really think of, you're able to run with this kind of thing. I'm not actually going to fire this up because I don't have anything in it, but you could bring with you, and you could have in your camp, you could have your own Keurig K-Cups running right out of this thing. It'll make a bunch of coffee for you, sweet and easy. So you get a lot of use and a lot of capability out of something like this. It is basically, for all practical purposes, it is a portable generator that does not make any noise. It does not need any gas. It does not need any oil, and it's capable of doing anything you need to do for the most part, and it will do it. Now, you're not, again, this is not generating power. It is stored power that you put in it through charging it and then take with you, and you give that power to whatever appliances you need. The concept is brilliant. Again, you got to be cautious of what you're not going to take this thing and plug in a 1500 watt space heater and think you're going to run it for a week straight in camp. It's not going to do it, okay? You got to understand the limitations. It is a battery, but it is a brilliant, convenient system that will let you do things. And again, the fact that it is pure sine means that it is safe for medical equipment, things like that. You keep this charged all the time, use it on your camping trips, your tailgating trips, your things like that, emergency outages, you're good to go. And like I said, you can even plug in your, like for example, a CPAP or machine or something like that. You can plug the AC into the wall through your charge cord, plug this in, and then you can plug your CPAP machine into here, and in the middle of the night, if the power goes out, you won't even skip a beat. This thing within 20 milliseconds will kick in automatically, and this will keep going. It'll run your CPAP till the power comes back on. You won't even know the power went out till you wake up in the morning. This thing will keep it going. And so there's a lot of advantages to it. Now, they also have a charity that Oupes it uses. They actually have a charity, and it's on their website, where they donate a lot of these things. Remember, this company makes some big units, and they donate a lot of this stuff to families that are in need, to work their power chairs for power outages, to work their medical equipment, to work their CPAP machines, to work things like this. They help a lot of families out with stuff like that because they have the capability to provide it during these storms and bad things like that happen. So it's really worth checking out that charity. But like I said, excellent unit, very, very perfect philosophy of use, and I'm excited to have it. This thing will be used during power outages here in the house religiously. It will be used when I'm on my hunting trips and all my camp setups and all of our camping trips. This thing is a beautiful unit without having to run a generator, make a bunch of noise, deal with stuff, especially when I'm doing 2 and 3 day trips. I can bring this, and I can grab that other LiPo 4 battery that I have that I did that video review on, and I'll build those connectors or buy those connectors. It'll go from there and plug right into the solar charger, and I'll take both of them with me, and I'm good to run for 3, 4, 5 days and have everything I need power-wise whatsoever and live complete creature comforts on any kind of level. So, and I'm talking TV and lights and whatever I want. So that's the beauty of one of these power stations. Very, very handy on every level. So any questions, comments you got, put them down below. As always, thanks for watching.